All right, what's up, everybody? Looks like we're live. Everything should be working, and technically, we don't really start for another 2 minutes, but this does give people a chance on Twitch to get past the ads and all the silly stuff. Today, though, this is the first time I remember where we've gotten to do an early streamer event, or what they just call the streamer event these days, for a non-standard set. So the other thing that's going to be a little weird is, I guess, the way it was set up, a bunch of people were playing timeless and they didn't have the thing set up properly for everybody to be able to find each other, play historic. So there are a handful of us that are going to be playing. I'm told Wizards employees will be in the historic queue so we can play against them as well. So we can at least get some games in historic with some different players and different decks. Don't know how well that's going to work, because this is a whole, like I said, first time they've ever done something like this. So we'll see what's up. I don't really know how this is going to work, but we're going to give it a go because why not? Right. Oh, no. There we go. All right. Had some extra audio rolling through. Y'all don't need me in stereo. All right. So that much is good. What I want to do, though, before we hop in, I have 4 decks. I have a native deck, one that I'm calling 12 Goyf, which basically plays 12 creatures that care about the graveyard, self mill stuff. Uh, Praying Heliod, which is basically a combo with the Scurry Oak and Heliod and trying to go infinite there. And then obviously an elf deck with an excuse to be able to play the new Eladamri. But before we hop in and play our games, I kind of wanted to take a quick chance to see if we could put together a cat deck, just so we have a chance to play with the Ocelot. Um, Hi, how do you sign up? You don't sign up. There is no sign up for this. Like this isn't a thing. This is just a special event. Again, this is not a thing. This is just a special event. The set will be live, I believe. Is it at the end of this week? Or maybe next week? Maybe next Tuesday, I think. Mark Laporte with the $20 super sticker. Thank you so much, friend. Yeah, this is just a thing that creators who put in time get invited to participate, show off cards, that whole thing. And then, you kind of get to see everything played, some different cards tried out, and hopefully you get excited, or at least get to see how cards work before you go make some purchases. Either way. It says, I foolishly ordered a box to crack. I don't think that's foolish at all. Honestly, between you and me, I'm thinking about buying a box or two and sitting on it, because some of the stuff in here is kind of ridiculous, and they probably won't be reprinted for a minute. So, just saying. Look at Modern Horizons 1 and 2. A bunch of cards in those sets still sell bananas, and most of them haven't been reprinted that are good. So probably the same thing here. That's all I'm saying. All right, so let me pull up all the creatures that happen to be creature type cat. Obviously, actually, I guess I have to put in the stuff that I've not collected as well. We need to, for sure, we're going to play this. This is the whole reason I want to try it, right? The Ocelot. See if we can make a bunch of tokens and just go nuts. Probably can't, but, I'm going to try it anyway. Dan Samaflange says, I love your videos. Thanks for the entertainment. Thank you for watching, because if y'all don't watch, I can't keep making videos. Let's see. What does this Leonin Vanguard do? At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures. Oh, yeah, I remember that card. Don't like that one. Obviously, I want to play some of Johnny's, because getting the backside on a Johnny is actually super sweet, assuming we can find some red permanents to play. So that could be pretty cool. Maybe we play a full 4. I don't know. Maybe we're just supposed to play 3. I have no clue. We're just making this up as we go along to see if we can even make this work. Whenever we gain life, yes, please. We'll find some other life gain stuff. Oh, yeah, because we could play Lightning Helix and stuff, too, if we're going to play red-white. Amazing content deserves great support. I believe the same. I support other creators as well, even when I hop into the streams and stuff, because, people are doing good work. Hopefully they get to keep doing it. I love the channel. Can't stay once again. Love me a Dreadhound deck, though. Maybe you can turn from an okay card into a real heater. Sadly, Dreadhound's not great. It's cool. It's a fun pet card, but definitely not one I would say is really good to build around. Man, are there not really that many quality cats to play in Historic? Oh, man. This is a bit sad. I mean, I guess the Pouncer is almost worthwhile. It at least double strikes. So if we can get it bigger somehow. But this is unfortunate. I'm going to put some there. I'm going to park some there temporarily. Let me look around and see what else we could find. Yeah, this isn't. I mean, oh, I forgot Lion Sash is a cat. That's random. Not something we really need, but interesting that it's a cat. I'm trying to do this fairly quickly. Let's see. When this attacks, you make 2 cats with lifelink. All right, we'll try a couple of those. Why not? And well, it's just gonna be. I should just highlighted red and white because we don't really care about other cats. Oh wait, that means. Oh no, Pouncer eternalized with white. For some reason, I thought it eternalized with black. Okay. Y'all are getting to kind of see the speed process of deck building here. I mean, we have the lands. I kind of like this dude. Gives your other cats +1/+1, and then can randomly make another lifelink cat, which I don't hate. I mean, we'll see if we can splash lands for it. Why not? It's a cat. Whatever. This is a flying cat, but doesn't do much for this deck. Roxanne's a cat. That's cute. I totally forgot that for some reason. I'm like, oh yeah, she's a cat. Okay, bronze line. Now we're talking about real size cats. We can. Oh wait, but that's green. I want to be more red heavy. I mean, maybe we have to just be a full 3 colors because like we just might not have enough playable cats. I mean, we have lands to do it, so I mean, I guess it's fine. Other creatures you control get +2/+1. What is this guy? Racketeer Boss. When it enters the battlefield, choose up to 2 creatures and/or planeswalker cards in your hand. They perpetually game. When you cast this spell, create a treasure. Nah, I don't really care about that. We don't. I don't know if we'll have enough things that have counters. There is Jetmir if we're going to be in Naya colors. Like we might be able to go off with a couple of Jetmir. Coincidentally, we played Jetmir in a deck today, so there's that. Actually, what is the benefit? Let's see. Creatures in my deck. Creature cards in your deck starting a cat. Okay, so if we're only playing cat, if we assume we will set this as a companion because honestly, whoa, it changed. Why did it change the look of what I'm looking? Oh, because it's only going to show me cats now. Oh, well, why did that is such a weird thing? Why Arena? I mean, I get why, but just like it changed my whole search and everything. Like that's silly. It just reset my entire search. That sucked. I mean, I get why, so I can't be super upset at it, but it is mildly frustrating. Wild and Cattle. I mean, we have Shocklands, right? Like this guy might be reasonable. we're just gonna go hardcore on cats here. Roaming Throne as a cat. The problem is we don't have that many things that trigger except for Ocelot and maybe this guy. I mean, Jetmir just has a static ability. Leonin guy might. Yeah, we're probably not roaming throning here. It's not really doing enough, I don't think. I'd rather just play Jetmir and try to end things if we reach that point. We could play a couple of these that pumps other cats. Trying to see if there's anything else of quality here. Probably not. There's Jewel Thief as a cat. That's interesting. Oh, this gets +1/+1 for each other cat. It doesn't make. Never mind. That's not necessarily the card we want after all. What's this guy? This tells you how little I play Historic. Yeah, Regal Caracal could be. I mean, it's one we'll consider. Power touch equal to the number of lands. Yeah, it's probably not what we're doing. We're trying to skimp on lands, honestly. I'm trying to do the opposite of that. Randomly, Luris is actually a cat. I'm kind of into that. We can cast Luris with white. This deck's going to be so stupid. It's probably not going to beat squat, but we're going to have a good time with it. Rope Line Attendant is a cat. When it enters battlefield, creature cards in your hand, perpetuate game. When this card... Oh, it creates a citizen, though. I thought it created a cat. Gosh dang it. Why? Why are we like this? I know why. It's because they came out themed to a certain set. But still, why are we like this? Ren and Seri? I mean, whenever I cast a cat, we create a dog. Deals damage to a number of dogs you control. That's probably not something we need to be messing around with. All right. Yeah, there's this guy, Regal Caracal. Other cats you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. When energy out of that field, create 2. I mean, we could play 1 or 2. I mean, the problem is I don't know how much mana I want to play in this deck. It's kind of the problem, I think, is the issue I'm facing here. Yeah, sure. Add a Jetmir. All right, so if we play 3 Jetmir, 2 Regal Caracal, that's kind of our upper end. Pride, Sovereign, those can come out. Feline pumps our other cats. Randomly get protection from dogs, but we do get destroy artifacts and enchantments. Currently, it has 24 lands in here, which might be too many, honestly. And then we get probably some. I feel like we need to use these last. I'm going to say 4 slots because I don't know. Can this get away with 23 land? I mean, we do have Jetmirs and Caracals, but nah, maybe not. All right, so we need three cards that are going to be some type of removal. What should we be playing? I will take suggestions from chat. Listening while you're working. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I do that when I edit all the time. That's how I get most of my YouTube viewing in. So Sovereign also protects against dogs. So maybe if that dog enchantment creature that makes you draw cards in your opponent's deck gets a free win, that's possible. All right, chat. What removal should we play in Historic? Oh, what am I doing? I know exactly what we need to play. We need to play the burn spell. Why am I like this? Lightning Helix. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't remember the name. All right, I'm gonna go 1 less Jetmir. That gets us to 60. And we could cut something, possibly the Adorned Pouncer, since we do have access to a couple of Lurrus anyway. Lurrus is also kind of sick with the Johnny. Because, like, it dies, and then you can just get it back, and then get another 2/1, which is kind of gross. I kind of dig that. Yeah, I feel like Adorned Pouncer, even though it double strikes, probably isn't it. And I'm trying to figure out how many ways do we have to gain life? Because we have Ocelot, which can get some life. We have Lightning Helix. Lurrus, technically. And that's kind of it. So maybe we can't really play Pridemate. We already have a lot of creatures, too. It's got 28. So yeah, I think some amount of Get Lost or something else is probably better. Oh, but I don't have... Oh, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Because the Johnny's backside ability is pretty good if we have some permanent with red other than a Johnny. And currently, all of our permanents are basically green or white, except for Jetmir. And don't get me wrong, like, it's nice to be able to just get free cats. Like, that's cool. But and putting a +1/+1 on our cats is not going to be anything we're upset about. But maybe we just don't worry about that. Maybe we're just getting cats, and we'll just have to call it good. All right. Yeah, let's go with a couple of Get Lost. And we'll just have to call that good. I think this is where we're at. Now we just got to figure out the lands. Creature type land in red and white. We will include everything. I just really want to see lands. Can we even get it? I mean, I guess you can still play a Ganjo and stuff in this format, so why not? Actually, I'd say there are some random ways we could gain life if we played like the gain life enchantments and stuff. Oh yeah, there definitely would be Cavern of Souls in here. But like, we'll get to that for sure. I just wanted to double check other red-white lands that are actually still legal in this format, because not all of them are. Right? We obviously want Inspiring Advantage. I think we want to go ahead and play Battlefield Forge. What other ones do you want? Actually, oh yeah, Needle Verge Pathway. That's cool. Forgot about that. I'm thinking though, are there no red white shocklands? Am I just missing it? Oh, Sacred Foundry. There we go. I was pretty sure it's standard legal. I mean, historic legal. We definitely don't need all those forests in here, but we can play. Not all the friendly fetches are not legal, as it turns out. Can't really go with Faceless Haven, I don't think, because, well, I don't know, maybe. I'm a little concerned because you don't want to get caught not having the right color is an issue. Let's go with a couple of Razor Verge Thickets. And then if we're playing Cavernous Souls, that's going to solve most of that next problem. So let's go Cavern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, now we have no basics at all because I just went too crazy. Okay, well, let's trim that up a little bit and solve that problem. All of our green stuff, too, happens to be creatures, so I don't think we need to go this hard. Let's go and get rid of Needle Verge Pathway. What does that put us at? 24 lands. All right. I actually do want a couple of basics. Actually, were there no... Let's go creature. Let's go type land. Sacrifice 1 life. I was like, what fetches are even available? Wait, why are these blanked out? Well, we can't play fetches in historic. I forgot about that. Oh, well, that's a thing. Well, never mind then. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's 2 enchantments that are 1 mana, and then you gain life. Enchantment, gain 1 creature. Get off these lands here. Yeah, because there's a Johnny's Welcome. Whenever you play a creature, you gain a life. And then there's Authority of the Consuls, which your opponent's stuff comes in and play tap, you gain a life. However, I will say this: if we're gaining life, we actually know we want this. Because we get the free game, like if we play Ocelot, like literally if you like turn 1 welcome, turn 2 Ocelot, you just get a free cat. Because you gain life, so you get a cat. Like, we kind of need to do that. You know what I mean? All right, Dorn Pouncer, you're fun, but you got to go. And then Wild Cattle. Do we have... Why do I have a basic forest in here? Why, Arena, are you doing such things? Let's just be a basic plains. If anything, oops, it should probably be... it should probably be a plains and a forest. I guess it's fine. We don't desperately need Iganjo with the other cards. So that's fine. And we at least have something if they make us go search. We at least have a basic we can go get. Do I not just have basic forest in here? What is even going on? Oh, because I had that clicked? Nope. This? There we go. All right. Man, sometimes it's weird to search for stuff. Anyone from Ancient Cornucopia? Not really. This isn't a Cornucopia deck. You want to be much more aggressive. What's that? King of the Pride, you say? What's King of the Pride? This guy? Other cats you control get +2/+1. This is a randomly cool one. It's a 2/1, which makes me a little sad, but for 3 mana. But it's kind of cool. +2 is pretty big, especially with a first striker in there too. I guess the question would become, would I rather have Feline Sovereign or King of the Pride? That's a real question I don't know the answer to. Because it's a cool card. I mean, Am I trying to do too much here too with like war leaders and other things? Possibly. Like that could be a bit of an issue. Um, mm, 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 mm. This is tough, man. Trying to make these last because I got to still cut a couple of things here. Regal Caracal, how good are you? It does just make 2 cats when you play it though, which is kind of nice. All right, I'm gonna cut 1 wild Nacatl. Now I'm just getting like to the trimming phase. Lurrus is cool, but also kind of defensive, and maybe we're trying to just be more aggressive. And what if I cut like 1 bronze sideline since we have a little bit more ways to gain life now? And I'm gonna cut 1 get lost. I'm just gonna be a we're gonna skimp and be a little bit crazy here. And then we're gonna go back to Pride Mates. Now we're at 60 even. Ugh, we got 24 land. Can we cut a land? What's our I mean, to be fair, most of our stuff costs 2. We have 2 things that cost 3, 4 things that cost 4, 1 thing that costs 5. It's like we might be able to get away with 23 land. I mean, it's a little bit of a gamble. Yeah, no, I'm like Feline Sovereign has definite upside. I'm just trying to think about like, can we get that King of the Pride in here? Maybe we just play like 1 king. I'm just gonna go 61 and we'll go King of the Pride. Just for 1, because it is a 2-1 for 3, which makes me kind of sad. But yeah, maybe we do something silly like this. Actually, I don't even think we need King of the Pride, honestly. Like, I want to, but I'd rather that just be a Lurrus, right? Because Lurrus to get back a Johnny or something is probably just better. Like, there's a point where you just got to take the better value. And I could also, I mean, I could have main deck Kahiras too. It doesn't have to just be the companion. That could be possible. But anyway, let's craft this and we'll just finish that up. So what do we got? Like 26 creatures? All right. Our spells being 3 Get Lost, 4 Lightning Helix, the 4 Johnny's Welcome. That's all right. Says off topic for Mitchell. I'd love to see you create a playlist such as a new player MTGA 2024 or budget playing. Like, here's the problem with that, honestly, is on my channel, the budget stuff just doesn't draw. Like, I've done a good amount of it. I've even taken like the new decks they give you at the fall, like pre rotation, and did videos on all those and whatever. And usually like one of them might pop, but the others, it's a lot of extra work to get like a quarter of as many views. So generally what I do is I just have a playlist that's just like a strategy playlist. If you want to check that out, and it's got stuff for like ideas for sideboarding or how to build decks and stuff like that are in there. And I'm slowly going to be adding to that over the rest of the year. But yeah, I can just go look it up on my channel real quick. But yeah, I just have a playlist that if you just want that for beginner stuff, like that's probably your best bet. Let me go into my playlists because I've been putting that. Started putting that together a long while ago. Let's see, because I think I just called it like strategy tips or something, or maybe beginner strategy. And I've seen it recommended, so it does pop up periodically on YouTube as a package, which is nice that that's the thing YouTube even does. But all right, yeah, here we go. This is it. We can just put this here. So anybody who just wants a bunch of strategy tips and beginner stuff, or people that are getting started in Magic and don't know anything, this is a place to go. But yeah, that's a list that as I make some of those videos, I think I have like a video on building a sealed deck in 6 minutes. I think that's in there. Just a variety of things. Like if it becomes like a Magic 101 or beginner strategy type thing, I just tag it to go in my strategy playlist. So it's just there in case somebody needs it. I can recommend it to them and then they can just have everything. But anyway, there you go. You have that now. All right. Let's go see if we can find a game to fight with our cats. So let me double check the Discord real quick. to make sure we're still doing what I think we're doing. Jumping historic. Hex is going to be Hex MTG says they're going to be playing historic. Bina 94. All right, cool. Then let's go. Oh wait, it won't even let me. Oh, I have to choose a deck first. All right, cool. Let's see how long it takes to find a historic opponent. I don't really know. Oh, that didn't take long at all. It's probably going to be like, oh, well, I was about to say it might be me and Jim Davis, but it wasn't. All right. I need to hit record on this. All right, opponent's going to go first. We're obviously keeping this. We even get to be big Nakatl here, so like that's not bad to start with. We're going to pay the 2 life because we want this dude down now. Right now. I don't even like. I'm going to see so many cards that I'm not familiar with, and that's going to be awesome. Nope, let's do this. We will take the 2 because we want a big Nakatl to be able to fight. And then, do I just make a Johnny here and just have 2 dudes, or do I just well, I'm thinking about what am I going to do next turn. It's still 3 damage. Yeah, I guess we go ahead. Nah, let's make him see if we can get him to spin removal on something else first. They are not as keen to take damage as we are. We are definitely the aggro deck here. Well, now that we have a backup of Johnny, I might consider that plan. But either way, getting in there. No fear. Yep. Probably just taking down the flyer. That worked for me. Sad though, I wish I'd have played the Ajani first. I'd be able to flip them here. But let's go ahead and do this. We'll play this tapped. All right. What did they pick up there? Thought Monitor. Oh, it's Affinity stuff. Ooh, gross. I see what you're doing. I can appreciate that plan. Yep, a big 4/4. All right, well, we're going to have to find a removal card because if they put that on a flyer, we're going to be in trouble. You could come in to help later, maybe. I wouldn't be too mad at that. Problem is now I don't think there's a way we could keep a Johnny. Though we have a backup one, so I guess it's mostly fine. All right, I'll attack with the 1/1. Yeah, they're not blocking. I thought they might bite. They didn't, though. Okay, let's see how bad this hurts. I mean, if they had, I was going to say, if they had another one of these enforcers, we could have been dead or close to it. All right, they're doing neither thing. Well, this is interesting. And we got the Ocelot. All right, sure. I mean, we either get lifelink this turn or next turn. Oh, we're going to get it either way. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I should have played the Pride Mate first. We'd have got 2+1s. Gosh damn it. That was stupid. That was just bad magic. Absolutely terrible. Yep. Oh my gosh. That was so bad. Oh, that was just ignorant. I missed such a good opportunity. All right. Well, it's plus and put counters on things. And then we'll get a new 1/1. All right. Oh, that was such a bad turn. This is what I get not playing with these cards in forever. That's actually pretty good in their deck. Like, and I'm sure they can play something else here with Affinity. Ugh, big 10/10, huh? Yep, that guy's good. Oh, you are a bit late here, friend. I mean, can we gain enough life to not die, maybe? Wait, what? They just conceded? Mm. Eh? Eh? like, I don't. What am I missing? I mean, we were about to have the city's blessing, so we just get an extra cat. I mean, I don't think I have lethal, right? Because they could still block. Like, I was gonna turn this into like a 7/7 or something, but like uh I mean, it's cool, it's over, it's fine. I just don't know why they conceded. Because I was thinking we might still have to take another turn to be on defense, possibly. Like I was gonna pump up my whole team, but one of these things flying in for a bunch of damage was gonna be a lot. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus more potentially. So we couldn't all out attack her, and attacking doesn't really net us anything because they have three big blockers. So my plan was just make more blockers here so we don't have to worry about getting hit. Just keep pumping them up and then play Caracal next turn and then see if we could go off. But no, we can't zap with the Johnny. A Johnny only zaps if you have another red permanent. That's the problem. So like if we don't have another red permanent, Johnny just keeps making dudes. So at this point, I would just be +1/+1 on all my team for 2 more turns at least, is what I'd be hoping for. Though they could just attack into a Johnny if they really wanted to. But either way, we'll take the win. Just a weird finish. Yeah, I couldn't find any quality red permanents I wanted in this deck. Except for maybe there's possibly like red equipment or something that I would have wanted. Will I do an Eldrazi deck? No. Like I just don't care for Eldrazi, honestly. Like they're not bad. Like, but we already know the Eldrazi decks are going to be good, and they don't do anything fun. Everything the Eldrazi do is just like over the top and not fun, and most of it's non-interactive. To be honest, it's do the big thing all at once, or steal all your opponent's things, or whatever. So it's like, War Leader's Call. That's a reasonable answer. I think that is something we need to consider. So let's do that. Let's cancel this real quick since we're waiting for an opponent anyway. War Leader's Call, I think is worth considering. I think that's a good recommendation. Partly, really for two reasons. One, we have multiple ways to make tokens. We also would have another white permanent, which is nice. I mean, a red permanent. And it's another way to pump the team, which is also good. The problem, though, becomes where do we find room? Right? I think that's going to be the thing at this point. Like, I guess we could go back to no Luris. I mean, that's possible. Because if you're playing, well, how many creatures do we have? We have 26. We go down to 23. That's probably still fine. Let's say we cut one Helix. We cut Luris. Because like we can't cut War Leader because I guess we could go down to one Jetmir and just make the deck skinnier on costs, and then just play 3 War Leaders Call. Because we don't have them crafted yet. All right, 3 is probably fine. Honestly, this deck probably wants 4. But I think at that point, we have to start skimping somewhere else that I don't really want to. I mean, arguably we could cut in a Johnny, but then we actually want a Johnny with War Leader's Call, which is half the reason we're doing what we're doing, right? So that doesn't really work. Which, by the way, a Johnny on the backside with War Leader's Call is actually super slick because you get an extra damage by making the 2/1. So you get a 3/2 and you get to do damage after it comes into play. So that's actually kind of cool. I mean, do I cut Bronze-Eyed Lion? Is that how far we're going here? Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. Something's got to go. I just don't know what it is. I'm gonna let it just be 3 Warriors Call for now. But maybe it's supposed to be 4. Honestly, real talk, like it probably should be 4. But we'll just see if this works. All right, I got paired up with Legend VD, who also makes some really fun stuff. All right, we have Welcome and Ocelot, which is nice. And we can cast a Helix. Can't really do anything else. But maybe this is fine enough. Like, I don't really know. We'll find out. All right. We obviously will need to draw land, but we're going to keep. We are on the draw. Devour Destiny. Reveal it from your opening hand. If you do, and it's your first upkeep, you look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may put one of those back on top. Exile the rest. He's already going deep on some stuff here. All right. I'm going to go Welcome. Eldrazi. Oh, here you go. Whoever wanted to see an Eldrazi deck, you're going to get one here. Yep. And that turns off a bunch of things. Fortunately, we have 2 mana things in here. But I'm just going to let this enter play tapped. Pass the turn. Yeah, turn 1 or 1 point Chalice is actually bad for us. So, yep. They're going to get to do the big, dumb, silly things with their Eldrazi. Oh, we didn't find mana either. That sucks. Go spell with mana. Yeah, I guess we might as well just try to kill this now. All right. Needed mana at the very least, so we could attempt getting these other things into play. But without that, we're going to struggle a lot. Okay. Let's go ahead and take 2. I'm going to probably go this way. And hope we draw an untapped land, and we'll just try to live on War Leaders, I guess. All right, there's a big card. Yep. Is gone. Big 8/8. Well, I guess all I can do is cast an Ajani here. And I'm going to assume he's at least put whatever card he needed on top. All right, returning that to their hand and probably just cast it. Yep. Yep. Yeah, at this point, I'm not going to block. I'm just going to let him attack, do his thing. But this is why I wasn't going to play an Eldrazi deck today. Like, they don't do anything fun. Like, I'm just trying to play goofy decks today and have a good time. Like, I knew the Eldrazi were going to be all over like this. Yep. They get to go tutor a card. That'll, again, get rid of something here. Probably the War Leader, I'm assuming. Because this is whenever you play something else, right? Oh, it's when you cast that spell. That was when you cast another big spell. I mean, the only good news is we've managed to hang on to life total for a second here. However, their life total is also very large, and that's leaving us a lot of work to do. All right. They're going to attack with both of them? Nope, just one of them. I don't even know if I need to block or not, but sure. You know what? I need to draw. Ah, dang it. I was thinking we needed to draw the cat that if our creatures deal damage, destroy an artifact or an enchantment. That's what we needed here. That would have been a really good out if we could have found it. Because then one of these goes unblocked, we get to kill something, and then we unlock like the Ocelot, which would make another blocker. Could have been nice. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But if you don't draw it, you don't draw it. All right, we're at 13. Get some more triggers. Can't really play anything else, so they might just double attack here, get rid of our Pride Mate, and then that's ball game. But it was good to know. I wasn't even thinking that we do have another possible out, which is pretty important. I mean, I guess theoretically. Oh, we're gonna put it on 2? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we? Yeah, all right. No blocks. They can just have it. No, an anti-Eldrazi deck is also boring because we would just be not doing much when we're not playing an Eldrazi deck. Right? Like, I'm just not going to do Eldrazi things. All right. But that does say we had the right cards in the deck, though. So that's good news. Um, mm, 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 mm. I do still think the deck mostly worked because they didn't have exactly the chalice there. We'd have been fine. So not gonna oversweat that. What does that do to our curve here, though? Still have mostly everything on 1s and 2s. That's fine. All right. Mm-mm-mm-mm. You can't play the like you can cast your cats with the chalice out, but they just get countered. Like you can cast all your 1 mana things, they just don't do anything. Like I agree with you. I've disliked Eldrazi cards since Shadows over. Yeah. I've never been a fan of Eldrazi. Not my jam. Oh, I didn't even realize I didn't it's my fault. I didn't realize I had a cavern out. I wasn't even looking. I thought I just had 4 non-basics or whatever. Sure, we'll keep these. Let's go here. Take some damage, which we'll get some of that back next turn anyway. Doom, 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 doom. All right. Let's assume this works. All right, don't kill our dude, please, because we need to find other creatures. You don't want to kill an ocelot, right? He didn't do anything to you. What is this thing? Other creatures you control have Shroud. Enchanted creatures you control have Shroud. Well, that's feels somewhat redundant. But let's go ahead and attack. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in my hand. We can destroy that later if necessary. I'd like to draw an untapped land to give me double options, but we'll see. Oh, it's other enchantments you control have Shroud and then whatever. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, two of them? Well, I guess it's a good thing I have two Get Lost. That's a little weird. Do I want to try to get rid of those? I'm not. This can just come into play tapped here. We're just going to have an aggressive turn. I love that we have 3 pain lands, but we're still just doing our thing here. All right. We have the city's blessing. We're getting lots of cats. Salinity. That's the one that removes counter or can't. All right, sure. I will hopefully not get counters, I guess. This is way more than lethal, right? All right, well, Ocelot did its thing, I guess. Yeah, the second one makes them both untargetable. Like once they all have shrouded, I can't kill any of their stuff. At that point, you're just out racing to not die to whatever combo-y thing they're about to do. That time Ocelot just got down to business. Ooh, also, did y'all notice that like they put new icons on here for the little tickets? What's that about? Oh, I forgot. They're doing a new store thing now. So you don't just get rewards. You get tickets that you spend almost like you do when you go to a command fest or a like Magicon or whatever, and you play in a big tournament. You take your tickets or your points and you go to a prize wall and you get to pick things. Well, now they're going to have a bunch of different stuff you can pick instead of it just giving you automatic rewards, which is actually kind of cool because if you don't finish the season, you might not get the thing you want. This way, if you want a certain like card back or you want like a card style or something, you can just get that. Or even just want to get packs. Like that's a thing you can do too. So it's actually pretty cool that they're making this a thing because I think it's at least worth trying for a couple of sets and see what happens. Yeah, it was probably 9 lives combo. You're right. I think that's very likely what it was. Also, while I have a second and we're waiting on an opponent, I want to tell you if y'all want to get some merchant stuff to support your boy, I have a shop you can go check out that has a lot of different things in it. I'd really appreciate it. At least if you just had a look, even if you don't get anything. And I have memberships on YouTube that get you access to some extra videos that also will if you want to get help, private help with with the deck or anything, I have levels for that too. So check that out. It's all linked on the YouTube channel. I need an opponent. All right, let's see if I cancel that and get back in if we can get an opponent. I was surprised. We got 2 opponents pretty quickly. I didn't think there was going to actually be that many in the historic queue. So we'll just hang out. Y'all are good company. Actually, okay, for real, let's have a conversation. What card or cards, I guess, up to 2. We don't want anybody like flooding it with like 15 choices. But like what card are you looking forward to the most out of Modern Horizons 3? Like what are you wanting to build around? What card is you looking forward to like help your commander deck? Like because there's a lot of sweet cards. So just kind of curious. Dun, 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 dun. Because I'm sure everybody has something in the set they like. Me, I'm just anti Eldrazi, but the rest of the set, though, and to be fair, some of the Eldrazi cards actually are pretty powerful, and you're going to see those quite a bit. Let's see. Whoop. Biddy says Soren of House Markov, but because I like vampires. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You know, vampire decks are cool. Strongly considering Nadu, the blue green for commander deck. Oh, that'd probably be a sweet commander. I made a Nadu deck for this, and we'll probably play more later in the day. I'm probably going to take a break because I'll have to record my podcast and stuff today, but I'll come back and we'll be doing an afternoon slash, well, it'll be more of an evening session than an afternoon session. The Flipwalkers look interesting. Yeah, the second time we've had flip planeswalkers. Party Thrasher was something I got unreasonably excited about. That's kind of cool. Nadu for a brawl deck. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of Nadu brawl decks. All right, we get to go first. So yeah, we'll keep this. Absolutely. So this isn't bad. We get to play this and then play a Pride Mate and have an automatic 3/3 for 2. That seems pretty good. All right, what are we doing? Ooh, and a Feline Sovereign. I like that. Let's go here. Don't need to well, we don't need to reveal we actually have green yet. I mean, we could look like we're just playing Kahira for red and white stuff. Emery. Well, Emery's usually a sign that there's combo-y things about to go down. So the good news. Oh, that's actually not bad either. Can he combo on the next turn? That's my question. All right, I'm going to do this. And then if Emery doesn't block, we get to kill Ornithopter anyway, right? Yeah. And then hopefully we don't get comboed out and we can disrupt things with these two cards. Yeah, the Ornithopter might as well block because it's just going to die. So like that makes sense. All right, here we go. What's Jim got up his sleeve for this turn? Why are these glowing? I mean, that one's indestructible. Oh, they're both indestructible. Oh, okay. That's why they're glowing. I was like, wait a minute. What's going on here? Choose an artifact in your graveyard. You can cast it this turn. All right. Well, we do have ways to break things up. All right. So they're going to get Mox Amber, which is not on yet. Oh, yeah, because it's add mana for among legendary things. So you can't make blue with it. That is real. All right, let's attempt to attack first. I mean, Feline Sovereign's probably going to die here because it's a thorn in its side. Oh, it just returns it to our hand. All right, let's go ahead and kill Emery since we can just recast Feline Sovereign and we get another point of damage in here. All right, end the turn. More indestructible lands. Why do I get the feeling he's going to play something that destroys lands? And I'm going to get toasted. Oh, Coastal Exile. I do like that card. I actually like the card that's based on, to be honest. All right. Pay 2, I guess. Then destroy the unsealing. Oh, crap. I only have 1 green. I just wasted 2 life for no reason. I thought I had a second green and could play this after combat. Well, that was silly. Yep, that counts. Ornithopter? Yep, that's another quality blocker. Ooh, this is interesting. So if we play this, I mean, the same things have to block here, though, right? Like Ornithopter blocks Pridemate, Enforcer blocks Sovereign, but then I have something die and I get to flip a Johnny. So that is kind of a thing. But then I can't destroy any of their stuff again. So it's how badly do I want to flip a Johnny? Well, we're testing cards today, so we want to flip a Johnny. Right? That's the game plan. Yeah, Jim's checking out a Johnny here, going like, I see why you ran this in. You are absolutely right, friend. Then we'll play this. We'll put +1 on everybody. And then we can try to minus a Johnny and make them choose an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, a planeswalker. But they kind of already have. Well, I guess going down to 1 artifact wouldn't really hurt them. They just keep the enforcer at this point. Depending on what the rest of this turn looks like, obviously. I don't know. Jim actually puts up a lot of interesting decks. If you don't watch them, you probably should be. And he's a much better player, to be honest. Like, I mean, he's got Pro Tour credentials. I've played on the Pro Tour twice. He's been on the tour for a while. So, like, there's definitely a difference in skill there. Oh, that's really good. All right. Well, I guess we do this. Because I don't know what cards he's holding on to here. All right. Try this. And then try to attack for lots many. All right, cool. I got there. I don't know, man. Maybe cats are a little bit of something. I don't know. like feels like it shouldn't be, but maybe it is. Hey, old napkin eye, how's it going? But so far, we haven't gotten to do the damage with the Johnny, but the other 2 parts have been pretty good, you know? Yes, this is historic, friend. Going to be a little longer in the queues because there's a bunch of people playing timeless with this as well, so you gotta wait a little bit longer, but it hasn't been terribly long. We've waited like a minute and a half, I think, was the longest we waited for opponents here. Let them know we're in the historic queues now for another 45 minutes or so. Then back on around 5:30 on 2 hours after that. All right. Just letting the other creators know that if they're looking for some people there, sweet. You watch Timeless, feels like Image 3 has more impact there. I think it's going to be on both. Surprisingly, I think it adds a lot of cards to both formats. Me and Jim again. Oh, well, maybe we'll get to see his deck do something else here. Mm-mm-mm. All right, we'll take some damage. I mean, our draw is not as nutty as it was the last game, so we'll see what happens. Ooh, playing the flip Tameo. What's the flip condition? When you draw your third card in a turn. Okay. Well, I have a feeling they're going to be able to do that. So let's go. Whoop, what am I doing that for? Let's go here. All right. This feels like a game of chicken of like, how long am I willing to let Tameo sit out there, you know? And I don't know what that actual answer is. All right. Oh, when it attacks you, investigate. I mean, it's still an artifact for his deck. That's pretty strong still. Ooh. Okay. Well, put this on cat. I guess we're gonna use this to kill. I mean, because we actually can't kill artifacts with this, so I might as well try to kill Tameo. Let's just attack first. See what happens. I don't think they're blocking with Ornithopter, but yeah, who knows? Maybe. Maybe it's like block, tap Ornithopter, blow up this thing. You know what? I think I'm being greedy. I should probably just be using this first, honestly. Because there are bigger creatures I can't kill with Get Lost that I probably want that for. Now they can save their own Tameo, though, right? Nope, nope. I guess not. I thought return target creature. Okay, maybe they just don't want. Maybe he needs to have the artifacts for Affinity or something. That is going to be an issue. Come on, big money. Let's find our feline sovereign here. Because we really, really, really want it. Ah, this is going to suck. He might get us this time, team. I mean, you can bounce the Pride Mate now, though. Oh, nope. All right. There's a big old Mirror Enforcer. Oh, two Mirror Enforcers. Oh, are we just gonna have to draw another lightning strike? Is that gonna be our only way out of this? Because this is definitely not gonna cut it. All right, pass the turn. That's the draw his deck wants for sure. And sadly, we drew very creature light. Matter of fact, we only drew two creatures this game, which is not what we want to be doing. I mean, I can give this guy indestructible, right? Die. Oh, it's only when it dies. I can give this card itself indestructible to end a turn. but I can only use this to cast creature abilities, not activate them. All right, cool. I'm just letting this all through. I mean, I say that. What's that? 18 and 8, so it's 27. So if I block one, shoot them. All right. I mean, we can play for the top deck. All right. Let's see if we draw Lightning Helix. That's our out. We didn't. All right. GG's. There was a chance we found one, but we didn't. That was our only out there. So we tried, couldn't do it. But I think as we're seeing, we are learning stuff about this. We actually don't need Jetmir really. While Jetmir is nice, it helps us put things away when we're already winning. So we need probably more Feline Sovereign, honestly, because that's good against every opponent we've played so far, as it turns out. Wild in the Cattle, while interesting, and I do like it, may not be the card we want. The question is, though, if we don't play that, because we don't want to go too low on creatures, right? We want to have at least 22 plus, because we're already drawing creature light as it is. But where else do we go? Right? Because we know, like, in one another Lightning Helix, and even as I don't even know if Helix is just enough on its own, but we'll see. But that still leaves us 22, and we're back down to 60 cards. So maybe that's it. Though we could go back to 61 and play the other War Leader's Call here, though. I think that's reasonable. We'll try some things. Why not? That's what we're doing here. We're experimenting. Cool. All right, we'll play a couple more, and then I'll probably hop on the Elf deck or something for about 30 minutes, maybe. Charm Stray. Charm Stray is not very good, though. Like, it's literally just lifelink. Like, the problem is you need something that does more than really just that. You need something significantly better than that. Oh, no. We have to mulligan this one. This feels somewhat better. All right, we'll keep Caracal. You got to go. And we're going to hope for the best. Like an untapped white or red land really helps a lot here. Because then we possibly get rid of a blocker. Oh, they have their own. Ah, dang it. This is unfortunate. All right, no attacks. Oh, man. Why do I have this silly forest in here? Oh, and they had a case. You got it, fam. Let's go, cat. Oh my gosh, that's so rough. All right, hopefully we get to make some semblance of blocks that do something here. Yep, you got it. Yeah, they just got a much better draw than we got here. This, unfortunately, is not going to be enough, I don't believe, but we'll see. Let's attack. All right. Cool. Do I take the action? I do here, actually. All right. I mean, they might just have another case or something, or another King of the Pride, and like this is just gonna hurt. And have their own Ajani. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is tough. All right. Here's a thing we could do. We could put them down to one creature, but then they get to flip their. Well, they're already going to flip their Ajani. We could play War Leader's Call, then ping the king, and then shoot something for 3. That's an option. Um. Okay, I think we just block here. I think kinda has to be our play here. And unfortunately, they have City's Blessing now on top of everything else. Oh, they will. Oh, yeah, they already have it. Yeah, they got a much better start than we got. And we don't even know what Black's in their deck for yet, to be honest. Oh, I still can't cast this, though. Oh, yeah, they got us. Yeah, GG's. I'm just going to pass a turn. We couldn't even cast stuff. Yeah, just attack opponent. I'm not blocking anything. No blocks. Yeah, that's just that forest wrecked our whole turn. Now, if this forest was a plains or a mountain, we could have done a lot more this game. All right. We just don't need the forest. I put it in there in case we needed to search for something, but we've also largely reduced the green in the deck, so it's just not a thing. We'll just make it a plains. Actually, I'll make it a mountain. Actually, no, it should be a plains. Because we don't even have that much red that we're worried about, right? I'll make it a mountain just because. Being a forest was the wrong call. Especially since we got rid of the Nacatls and everything else. But yeah. Man. Because even just being able to cast like the Lightning Helix early would have been fine. We would have got to keep our Caracal there, or our Ocelot. Or been able to do a Johnny shenanigans and pick off their creatures and have more blockers. Like that would have been a thing. It's like, yeah, that was just bad. But this is why we do the testing, so we learn these things. Do. All right, and we'll mess with elves here in a minute. Oh, gotta love bots. Gotta love bots. You know what's funny, which is good these days? Those have been most of the people I've had to ban have been bots, which is great. Do. Is it not actually going to let me ban this person? Oh my gosh. Why are you being this way, Twitch? All right. Well, I guess that comment's just going to sit there since I can't get rid of it for some unknown reason. Why on earth would it not let me get rid of a body? Oh, well, that's fine. It'll just sit there then. Okay. We are up and running and do not have a fabulous hand here, but we are going to keep this. Do. Wait, you have to ban it under when you click their name and it opens a pop-up? Hold on a second, y'all. They've made it that way now? Oh, weird. All right. Cool. Block them. And it still didn't remove the comment. Like, oh my gosh. Why did we change the way this works? There we go. Awesome. Fantastic. All right, now we're back on track. We can play some Magic. Put this into play tapped. All right. Do. So we're playing against Eldrazi. Stuff with Legend VD again. All right, we're gonna go Pride Mate. Maybe could have won a Johnny there, arguably, but we'll see. Okay, can't get that into play yet. Let's go. Either way, yeah, it's fine. Attack. All right. Then at least with the Johnny, hopefully we'll get 2 triggers of Ward Leader's Call. All right. Well, whatever we're gonna do, we're gonna have to do it now. So let's just do this. Though I think, well, they'd have to put this back in their hand first, right? And then they'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not quite enough to cast it, but they're close. They'll have it next turn. That's for sure. You know, deck, I wouldn't mind having a Cavern of Souls here. Because if we get a Cavern of Souls, we get both of these into play, and boom, boom, we're off to the races. If not, if we get an untapped land, it's probably just play a Johnny, put Kahira in hand. Oh, well, that makes sense too. Yep. That does all the things. Why not? Obviously, take the Johnny. I mean, I get this, but it's a bit too late now. All right. Chalice for 1 is still useful here, though. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'd still be 1 short of the City's Blessing. Well, no, actually, or I mean, the Cavern of Souls, but that would also count for the 10th permanent. So we'll see. I expect you're going to see a lot of this deck, though, out early. That's why, like, you want to get the Sovereign as early as possible. All right. GG's. I mean, because now it's just like, do we even have a real out here, right? Like, no blocks. Yeah, just like another one of these, but we can't even cast it. So it's like, all right. Just attack with everything. You don't even have to play anything else. Just attack with it all. No, I'm not going to main deck it. That's not what we're doing today. Like, it's only for 1 day. I'm just going to, like, I mean, these are decks being made for turn. These aren't showcasing cards. It's just doing what you expect them to do. Like, his deck's good, though. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and insult his deck. Like, we knew the Eldrazi deck was a thing. I want to do fun stuff today. That's what I want to do. To be fair, though, I've only had like 2 good draws as well. So, I mean, let's be honest. Like, even there, if I'd have gotten early Sovereign and then I attack, then I just turn off their Eldrazi monument and that changes everything. And we have 4 now. So, I mean, if we just don't draw them, we don't draw them. You know, you can't be upset about that. Like, that's just luck. Like, if you don't get it, you don't get it. Sometimes it's just that way. Also, thanks for everybody watching on the various platforms today. Much appreciated. Also, if you haven't checked out my merch and other fun things, you should do that. It helps support your boy. But at least we got people watching just about everywhere, so that's really nice. But let's see how long it takes to get this next opponent. And then we just want to get one good game in with the cats, and then we'll switch over and play some elves until I've got to go. And then I'm going to take probably about a 2-hour break, record a podcast, and then I'll be back and we'll play for probably another hour and a half or so. All right. Well, we at least got a Cavern of Souls this time. We'll keep it. Am I supposed to just like turn one Ocelot here? Because like it's a real question, because if they go for one on Chalice, I actually can't cast this again. But I can cast Ocelot with this. I think I'm just going to go Ocelot, though. And just try to be more aggressive here. It's like the Ocelot itself still gains life. So, I mean, we'll just see what happens. But we're probably going to turn to a Johnny and then hope to get Feline Sovereign. Oh, well, I guess we're not going to stick that anyway, so it didn't really matter. Interesting. Took the Lightning Helix, so I can't get past the Thought Knot Seer if I would have found mana. It's actually not a bad call, though. All right, put this on Cat. Go ahead and just play this. No attacks. It's kind of a shame that says one or more other cats, because you can't just play an. Oh, wait. We could play an Ajani and let the other Ajani die. Because this would see the other Ajani as another cat. that's awkward, but kind of does what we need it to still. So I'm into it. Let's go for it. Actually, let's do this first. Pay 2 life, because we'll just get the life back anyway here. It's a little goofy. Not gonna lie, it's not the way we really want to do this. We'll keep this one, I guess. Take the action of one of them. Oh wait, I could have just done that with the other one. Oh, I should have paid attention, because I think I could have kept the one in play and taken the action of the other one, because they both triggered. Weirdly. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll just add permanents to the board here and see if we can get to no attack. So now we have Blessing. We get a bunch of triggers. We get to make more cats. All right. So now we can start trying things. They know we have a Feline Sovereign. We have a Ajani. Devour's probably going to get rid of a Ajani here. So it's like, no more of those shenanigans. Which, you know, reasonable. Huh. Well, I also just realized something. This is copies any token that came into play, right? Not token creature. We have cities building for each token. Yeah. So I would get 4 of these if I killed one of my own bodies. That's really interesting. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play this. We're going to attack, 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 attack. All right, we'll kill one of these. I guess well, no, those are just colorless guys. They're not artifacts, even though they look like it. But using a Johnny to flip a Johnny is kind of quirky. But yeah, if I'd have done it the other way, I could have kept the first Johnny in play. And I mean, either way, we lost Planeswalker, but we still would have had another body in play, which could have mattered. And then I could have had one of those tokens die and then had another Ajani. So just something to note if you have Ajanis, like they do trigger each other. Yeah. I guess we just attack with everything, right? Yep, GG's. His deck's still really good though, honestly. All right. We'll take it. Something else to note here too with the Sovereign and the Ocelot is that because this deals first strike, you can get a trigger to destroy an artifact or enchantment. Then, when your other creatures deal damage during the regular attack step, you also get another trigger. So, having first strikers does actually have another benefit. But yeah, interesting. Sometimes it just goes that way. All right, let's take a look at the deck one last time. Okay, so final question is, can cats be a thing? The answer, yes. But there are different ways to go about building it. And I don't know if we need to just be in these colors. I mean, Feline Sovereign has shown it has a ton of weight right now, right? There's so many artifacts, enchantments you want to get rid of. Like, and it pumps your team, and you have first strikers and all this other mess. So it kind of makes sense this is the card you want. Like, I think the question is, do we need Regal Caracal? But it's not a bad late game card, right? Like, if you just top deck it, you get a 3/3, a 1/1, or technically you get a 3/3, a 2/2, and a 2/2, right? And two of them gain your life. So I don't know. This seems reasonable, but the King of the Pride or whatever, that was another card we talked about that we didn't put in this list. War Leader's Call give you some extra options with like Ocelot and Regal Caracal and the War Leader and Ajani making extra bodies. And War Leader's Call also allows you to trigger Ajani on the backside to do all that extra damage. So I think this is actually close. If you want to do this version and take advantage of a Johnny, Mikado Pariah, this is probably close to where you want to be. But the interesting thing is, I will say, is we did see that when you have two Johnnies, they trigger each other, and that's actually pretty sweet. So, yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting one. I don't normally do a lot of historic content. I'm mostly doing standard, but as always, if you want to check out any other decks, there'll be links like all the other good stuff. So yeah, this was fun though. I like this one a lot. This is one I would probably build and play in historic myself. Honestly, this was actually entertaining, and I think if I worked on it a little bit more, I could probably hone this in to at least being pretty solid and competitive against a few things. Because there's probably one or two cards I hadn't considered just throwing this together that could make it even better. But all right. That's done. Cats was a lot of fun though. I had some fun with the kitty cats. I kind of want to play elves, but mostly because I really want to get Eladamri into play and do some silly things. But beyond that, I don't know if elves can hang with some of the Eldrazi things. I think, I don't know. That's a tough call. I don't really know on that. And then there's this one I have that I'm calling 12 Goyf, which is basically milling stuff into your graveyard with like discarding stuff in your graveyard with like Souls of the Lost. Using Timurit Calls the Dead to put stuff in the graveyard, 6, whatever, Blossoming Tortoise, and then just trying to do stuff with all the different Tarmogoyfs that we have. Nethergoyf, Souls of the Lost, and Tarmogoyf. I mean, it does give us some removal with like Abrupt Decay and Fatal Push and, Blood Chief's Thirst. But just an interesting deck. I don't think I would actually say it's good, honestly, but it's one I was just like goofing around with list wise. I thought like maybe that's a thing. And then there's this one that is basically combo with Scurry Oak, Heliod. Like whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 on something. Scurry Oak gets a +1/+1. It makes a squirrel. The squirrel comes into play, triggers the Guide of Souls, so you gain a life, and start the thing all over again. So like that's a thing we're working on, which is probably a thing people will play. And then Nadu, obviously everybody's going to play Nadu to some extent, but if you have a creature gets targeted, you look top card in your library. It's a land. You put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, you get to draw a card. So it's just like pretty much infinite resources here. Play the 2-mana Eldrazi. I don't even know what the 2-mana Eldrazi is, but it's an Eldrazi, so it makes me want to say no. I'm allergic to Eldrazi. This guy? No, you must not be talking about that guy, right? Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on this thing, you create an 0/1. This? Because that doesn't feel like it does anything. What about this guy? Creatures you control have evolved. Not that guy. Yeah, then I don't know which one. If you're talking about this, I don't see why we would play it. Because you have to put the counter on this to get an 0/1, which I guess is fine. It's another option. It does have Adapt also for one, which is kind of cool. Kind of triggers itself to start the combo. Maybe that's actually worth it. Actually, now I think about it, because it can start it itself, as opposed to needing another card. Like that's the biggest thing. And Scurry Oak's only a 1/2 anyway. So like, yeah, this is probably a better choice. Mostly because you don't have to find something else to have the +1/+1. Like if you already have like anything else, you're like, okay, cool. Boom. Pay the 2, put a counter on it. Now I get to start making 1/1s and trigger itself. Didn't mean Brune Scale. Rosie Cotton. I remember seeing somebody else talk about that being in a list for them. Yeah, this is another one. Enters the battlefield, you create a food, and then when you create a token, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature other than Rosie and go for it. I just don't know. Like, I guess my question here is like, is it that important to have this? Because you still need either the Brood Scale or the Scurry Oak to combo anyway, right? So if I was going to do that, I would probably just play, like, if I was playing 4 Brood Scale instead of playing Rosie, I'd probably just play like 2 more Scurry Oak. If that makes sense. I mean, admittedly, getting food is nice, but if I already need the other cards to combo anyway, I would probably just do that. And like I said, the Brood Scale also just triggers itself to combo off. So it's probably better, honestly. So yeah, I'd probably do that and just put the Brood Scale in. And then this list already has Recruiter of the Guard to go find the combo pieces and stuff. So you don't have to go too crazy. Yeah, all right. We can try this out. See what's up. Play a couple of fun games with it. Not recording this for business or anything. When we come back, we'll try some elves, though, after I'm done recording podcast stuff. See if we find somebody else here. Oh, why do I still have this comment up. Still just riding on the screen there. I just realized I was riding the whole time. Sorry. Do 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 do. But yeah, I don't know. The set's pretty sweet. There is a lot of stuff in here, to be honest, and it was fun themed stuff. You know, fun stuff if you want to build for your commanders. There's some combo-y pieces, and like I said, and this is for me personally. The only thing I didn't like is that most of the thing, like there's a lot of Eldrazi. Most of the things Eldrazi do are not fun and interactive, which is just my only issue. I'm not a big fan of. Oh, why it loaded the cats again? Oh well, I guess we'll play cats one more time. Yeah, we'll keep it. Let's do it. And see if our cats get to do something. I should load a series of games against Legend VD that's just like cats versus Eldrazi. Which should be fair. If you've ever seen cats, and I watched a video like a couple months ago where there was a alligator coming up on the shore and the family was freaking out. And the cat just walked up to it, gave it the skippity paps on the nose a couple times, and the alligator just looked at it and then just like slunk back into the water. And the cat walked off like, damn right. Like, like sometimes cats just don't care. Cats do not come with a fear mechanism when it comes time to fight, I guess. All right. So interestingly, we could just go, assuming nothing happens to this ocelot, we could attack, play ocelot, end up with 4 duders. Oh, you said you've seen that video. You're not unsure if it's a Florida or Louisiana cat. Yeah. You know what though? If cats take after their owners, man, people Louisiana and Florida, they're totally different around gators for real. It's like it's a whole different ball game for them. All right. He's oh. All right. Well, never mind. All right. Well, maybe they don't do well against turn 1 ocelots. I don't know. Let's play the Heliod though. I know people worry about that or whatever, but like if it was going to be a non-game anyway, I'm fine with it. Didn't want anything to do with them cats. Yeah, I know some people do get upset about that. Like you're not supposed to early concede, but like honestly, is it any better if they have a hand that doesn't really do anything, and then I just go creature, 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 and the game's over? You know what I mean? Like I get the spirit of like you should play it out so both sides audiences get to see a game or whatever. But at the same time, are y'all really getting to see a game if he really doesn't play anything? You know what I mean? Like I've and then it's like there also is like weird things too where when the game's over, I'm obviously not casting anything, I'm not blocking, but then like the opponent still wants to play like 8 more cards and the game's already over. It's like I'm trying to let you just play through to an end state, but it's like, you know, you still have to just sit there. You know what I mean? And neither of those is a good scenario. Yeah, as long as they're just not doing it only when they don't, you know, like they don't draw the nuts and they're like, well, I guess I'm gonna scoop. Like, yeah, that's the only thing I'd be bothered by. Uh, yeah, we'll keep this, I guess. Obviously, I'd like to have a white mana. And this is unfortunate. Actually, I guess we'll play this and attack. I probably should have just played this because, well, I don't know. I could get any color from that too. So I don't know. We'll see. Solar transfer. I expect to see a lot of that card. Oh my gosh, this was like the worst case scenario. All right. Well, this didn't go our way. Yep, I got one of those, but I can't cast mine. I mean, I guess I've got to go for it here. I probably should have just done that earlier and added a point, but now that they're also going to be able to search, it's like, why do I even have to take? Yeah, I want a token. Like, that's a weird thing for Arena to be like, are you sure you want your O1? Like, hell yeah, I want my O1. Oh, wait, can I not cast? Wait. Oh, I can sacrifice. No, I can only sacrifice for colorless. Oh, bro, we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. No mana here. Yeah, you got it. Like, block whatever you want. Like, we're doing nothing. You got it. Little surprised it didn't block our actual mana creature, but we'll see. All right, the Revolt. All the energy. Yep, you got it. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we got there a little bit late. What can we even do here now, though? Oh, I can't even cast it because I still need double white. Oh my gosh. This is terrible. Can we still assemble the combo? Like, is there a way we could put this together? Right? If I do this, I can go get another brood scale. All right. Yeah, just a bad mana draw here. We're kind of like struggling through it. And unfortunately, my opponent has plenty of mana. Ampra, I like that card a lot, honestly. All right. Sure. It dies. That's fine. Doesn't really change much. That's cute. Give you a chance to get another card off top. Hey, it adds more mana. Well, almost like adding mana. Same thing. Yeah, that's just going to be game. Where even if we get the cards we need, it's just not going to be enough here. Yeah, we can't even really cast anything relevant. We're dead. That was just a bad mana draw. All right. I got to get out of here. I'm late to record a podcast, but I'll be back on probably in about 2 hours. We'll play a couple of different decks, and then that'll probably be all I'm going to do for Modern Horizons for the night, but we'll see. But it was good hanging out with y'all. Like I said, we'll be back on in a bit. I will probably just label the stream like part 2 when I kick it off, so you'll know you're on the right one. And yeah, I think that's it. But anyway, I got some work to do and make some more videos for you, of course.